Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, traders from across the globe. Welcome to Short-Term Trading Live with Oscar. Traders, short-term video for short-term trading, meaning for tomorrow. This video is being filmed on Tuesday night for Wednesday's trading, Wednesday, 7/15/09. Traders, we have a couple of things we're looking at. We like bonds on the downside. We got a red Omni on bonds. We are looking at natural gas because it looks like it's got a little pop coming. So we're looking at possibly the long side of natural gas. And the S&P looks like it is starting to do some sort of a test of the head and shoulders formation we showed you in the last video. So we are going to take a neutral approach in the S&P and sidestep it. We're sidestepping it, a few hours, maybe a day, we'll see. We are in seller of rally mode and the market is rallying. When we find an Omni sweet spot, we will enter. Now on Tuesday, we actually bought some NASDAQs, but we did it for a quick trade because we are in the seller of rally mode. But if it is going to rally and we are day traders, we can grab a little bit on the way up until we finally find our spot to get in and ride the elevator back down. Of course, we're day traders and the market moves and changes daily, so that could change and it could be a raging bull within a day. But for now, we are playing it as a seller of rallies. We have some production numbers coming out at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time tomorrow, and that could be enough to stop the market and drop it again, or the catalyst for another rally. So we'll sidestep it a little bit because the analysis is slightly tricky here. The head and shoulders would tell you it wants to go down, but the analysis, the technicals are pointing up. Let's sidestep the S&P for a few hours and go with bonds possibly on the downside and natural gas possibly on the upside. With that in mind, traders, I have a couple of charts I'd like to show you so you can see what we're looking at for possible setups. Let's go look at the charts. Okay, traders, the first chart you're looking at is a daily bond chart. This is September bonds, 30-year T-bonds, a daily. As you can see clearly, we had a double top right here and a failure. Double tops almost always produce drops. When you see a double top, sell a double top, and it does break, right? Then we come down below this trend line, get a lot below it, and put a lot of volume and a lot of work there beneath it. Then, more importantly, as far as I'm concerned, this is the Omni proprietary moving average, right? 4 days. It tried everything it could to get above that average and turned around and went south. So we are going to see if there's a little elevator ride down tomorrow, and we are going to look to sell the bonds. This could very easily be a head and shoulders building, and if it is, you got to fill the shoulder in, and that means you got to do some down work here anyway. So we are going to sell bonds and see if there's another down day coming our way. It never got above the 200 bar moving average, traders. The last time it tried, it failed miserably and broke. This time it got up close but never got above the Omni proprietary. It is starting to break. I think this has another down day at least coming our way, so we're going to look to short bonds. Let's look at another chart here. Okay, traders, the chart before your eyes now is natural gas August daily bar chart. We have a well-defined parallel channel. We have been dropping for some time. We are below the Omni average, but as of the close on Wednesday and then the reopening Wednesday evening into Thursday, we are above that parallel. We're above the top parallel. Indicators look fantastic. They're all pointing straight up. So I would think you have at least a couple of up days coming your way in natural gas. Natural gas is the cheapest. I've seen it in many, many years. You should take a look at this chart and pull your analysis, pull your indicators, and see if it does not look like an up move coming your way, because it certainly looks like there's one coming our way. Again, traders, we are day traders. Opinions have to change on a daily basis. We always trade with stops. So even if it turns around and drops down, we have a stop to knock us out and take us out of the trade. So don't get nervous. Natural gas is a big trader's market. It is not for, as I like to say, for widows or orphans, but it is a market that can be traded. It just has some pretty big price swings. But look at your charts and see if you don't think that's going to move higher. Again, indicators are very bullish here, traders. Do your homework. Take a look at the bonds. Take a look at the natural gas. and look at that S&P as it's going to test the head of the Head and Shoulders, because that's where it's heading to now, and see what you think. So, traders, you see those charts? You know, charts get me excited. I'm sure they get you excited. Those bonds falling from grace the way you've seen, the double top, 4 times hitting the Omni average, then the breakdown below the trend line. That doesn't look good for bonds. And then that natural gas has been cheap, cheap, cheap for some time now. And I think it could get a couple of days up. Again, with the S&P, we'll take a neutral approach for now. But I'm sure we'll end up in that market, because if it does get up towards the shoulder, towards the head, and begins to fail, sellers will come out of the woodwork. But that is maybe tomorrow or the next day. Who knows? We'll take this one day at a time. Make sure you do your homework. Pull your charts. Always look at the charts before you decide to trade. All right, traders, as I always tell you, never trade without stops. A stop is your best friend. Always place stops. Always place them first. A stop simply is the order that's in the market that will knock you out of a position and flatten your account so that you are no longer winning or losing if the stop gets hit. Always place stops. When you do place stops, it takes your emotions out of trading, and that's something I tell you to do every day, and that is to say this to yourselves. And let me tell you something, traders, it really does help. So say it to yourselves every morning, every afternoon, every evening, and you know what that is? Stops are in. Emotions are out. Futures trading is risky and can cause substantial financial loss. We do not claim or guarantee that you will profit from the information provided. That being said, I'm a 27-year seasoned trader on and off the trading floors. This is how I've made my living for many, many years.